Hello everybody, my name is Travis Price, hunting consultant here at Steve's Outdoor Adventures. I wanted to take a moment to talk to all of you about how preference points work. I get asked a lot of questions about the western US states and how preference point systems work and so forth, and why it's important to have preference points. And so the challenge with all of that is every state runs them slightly different, and in some cases runs them extremely different. But nonetheless, the general, purpose of preference points is it creates an order, so to speak, of who gets licenses and or tags based on a preference, which in this case is how many preference points you have, and just creates an order of who gets the licenses in a limited draw scenario. So that said, if a state in any given draw scenario is giving out, for example, 2 tags or 2 licenses, and there's 3 applicants that go in the draw for those 2 tags or licenses. And you can see here Bill hypothetically has 3 preference points. John has 2 and Mary has 1. The first tag drawn is going to go to the highest point preference person. In this case it's Bill. This final tag would go to the second highest preference point holder. In this case it would be John. And unfortunately Mary would not draw one of those 2 licenses. The second scenario is if they all have the same preference points amount. So let's say Bill, John, and Mary all have 1 point. There's still 2 tags or 2 specific species licenses given out on this draw scenario. It would just become a random draw at that point. 2 out of the 3 would draw the tags or licenses, and unfortunately one of them would not. And so in general, preference points can be purchased, per species in most cases, and in some cases just per license. And they're around $50 a point. And I also get asked a lot about why would I purchase preference points in any given state if I don't have a current hunt booked or am even thinking about booking in that specific state for that species. And the simple answer to that question is it just opens doors for the future should you want to potentially book, say, a mule deer hunt in Wyoming or an elk hunt in Colorado or whatever it may be, and you're not at that point, once you decide you want to do that, going back and purchasing preference points every year and then having to schedule in some cases, 3 or 4 years in advance. You can go ahead and schedule that. You'll know you'll be in a position to most likely draw that license, and you can actually plan to go on the hunt. And so if you have any other questions or just questions in general about preference points in any of the US states, please feel free to give our office a call, 1-800-303-1304, and we'd love to chat with you about it.